Welcome to the KZGN News. Today we'll bring you up to date from the Navy at China Lake, news from OPM, City Council news, weekend events, and much more.
From the Rademacher Hills to Bee Mountain and the mighty Sierras, Ridgecrest to Inyokern and China Lake, this is your news for the Indian Wells Valley with the KZGN News crew.
I'm Tom Winnick, and here's what's news affecting Ridgecrest and the Indian Wells Valley. In news from the NOC-WD Public Affairs Office, Renee Hatcher provides the following news. NOC-WD Spike missile grabs attention at Pentagon. The Navy selected NOC-WD Spike missile to be featured at the first Department of Defense Lab Day held May 14th at the Pentagon to showcase innovations aimed at improving military capabilities. We're here to recognize the groundbreaking work going on in DoD labs, said Frank Kindle, Undersecretary of Defense for Acquisition, Technology, and Logistics. We are in pursuit of the next suite of game-changing technologies. Mike Murphy, NOC-WD Spike project leader, spoke to about 100 people and answered questions about Spike throughout the day-long event. This was a great event for Spike and NOC-WD, Murphy said. We had a lot of good engagement with all the services, especially the Marine Corps. Murphy told the story of Spike, a forward-firing miniature munition, and how it was conceived, designed, developed, and tested all in-house at NOC-WD at China Lake. Spike is an example of how the government can procure and deliver sophisticated guided missiles at a much lower cost than it is currently experiencing by owning and controlling a weapons design, using modern modular designs and commercial off-the-shelf components. Spike is a multi-purpose system that can be launched from the ground or the air and is capable of being shoulder-fired. Several Spike missiles could also be loaded on a single mount to engage multiple targets. Engineers working on Spike said it is not a one-missile-fits-all, but there are several capability gaps for which Spike would be a good fit. To date, more than 26 advanced development all-up test missiles have been built and tested by the NOC-WD team. In June 2013, a successful counter-unmanned aerial vehicle demonstration was conducted at NOC-WD China Lake. The most recent milestone achieved was the launching of 2 folding fin configuration missiles from a tube in April. Stable flights were observed to impact for both missiles. Though Spike has been successfully demonstrated against a myriad of fixed and moving targets at sea, on land, and in the air, the NOC-WD team continues to look for innovative ways to hone the design and add capability. Spike is still in development, but according to NOC-WD leadership, it could be rapidly deployed and would help provide U.S. and allied warfighters with an unfair advantage. One Marine near the Spike missile display at the Pentagon was overheard saying, "I wish I had some of those." DoD's Office of Acquisition, Technology, and Logistics hosted the Lab Day event in the Pentagon courtyard. It was created to increase public awareness and understanding of the complex and diverse programs and projects being conducted in DoD labs. Invited guests included members of Congress, DoD personnel, media, and high school students participating in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics programs. The DoD lab enterprise consists of about 38,000 scientists and engineers in more than 60 labs across 22 states. More than 100 Army, Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force, and DoD medical innovations were on display at DoD Lab Day. All of these demonstrations represent the leading edge of technology, said Deputy Secretary of Defense Robert Work. We must continue to innovate to protect our country. Technological superiority is not an American birthright. We have assumed it since World War II, but it is under threat. We have to work every day to keep it. For all federal employees, current and former, in a news report from the Washington Post by Ellen Nakashima, it is reported that hackers working for the Chinese state breached the computer system of the Office of Personnel Management in December, U.S. officials said Thursday. And the agency will notify about 4 million current and former federal employees that their personal data may have been compromised. The hack was the largest breach of federal employee data in recent years. It was the second major intrusion of the same agency by China in less than a year, and the second significant foreign breach into U.S. government networks in recent months. Last year, Russia compromised White House and State Department email systems in a campaign of cyber espionage. The OPM, using new tools, discovered the breach in April, according to officials at the agency who declined to discuss who was behind the hack. Other U.S. officials who spoke on the condition of anonymity cited the ongoing investigation, identified the hackers as being state-sponsored. The intruders in the OPM case gained access to information that included Social Security numbers, job assignments, performance ratings, and training information. Agency officials said OPM officials declined to comment whether payroll data was exposed, other than to say that no direct deposit information was compromised. They could not say for certain what data was taken, only what the hackers gained access to. Certainly, OPM is a high-value target, Donna Seymour, the agency's chief information officer, said in an interview. We have a lot of information about people, and that is something our adversaries want. The personal information exposed could be useful in crafting spear phishing emails, which are designed to fool recipients into opening a link or attachment so that the hacker can gain access to computer systems. Using the stolen OPM data, for instance, a hacker might send a fake email purporting to be from a colleague at work. In the current incident, the hackers targeted an OPM data center housed at the Interior Department. The database did not contain information on background investigations or employees applying for security clearances, officials said. Stay tuned. We'll be back with news from the Ridgecrest City Council. Welcome back. In city news from the City Council, don't forget that the city will start the FY 2015 to 2016 budget meetings tonight at 6 p.m. The budget meetings will also continue tomorrow, Saturday. Tomorrow they will start at 10 a.m. and go to 2 p.m. The budget meetings will be in the City Council chambers at City Hall. So after the news, you have time to get down there and participate. Again, city budget meetings start tonight and go to Saturday as well, 6 p.m. tonight and 10 a.m. tomorrow. In news from the Ridgecrest Chamber of Commerce, the Chamber will have a special luncheon June 9th as we honor our Community Award winners and install the new Board of Directors. Reservations are required to attend. The Chamber will present awards in several categories, including Seniors, Youth, Beautification, Business Person of the Year, Service, Ambassador of the Year, and the Chairman's Award. In addition, the 2015-16 Board of Directors will be installed, led by incoming Chairwoman of the Board, Tina Warren. We will also recognize outgoing Chairman Eric Bruin and departing board members Jay Chun, Mary Alvarado, Jenny DeAngelis, Judy Faust, and Lori Lerwick. The luncheon will be held this coming Tuesday, June 9th at the Spring Hill Suites, beginning at 11:30 a.m. Cost of the special luncheon will be $30 per person. Reservations must be made. For more information or to RSVP, call the Chamber at 760-375-8331. Ridgecrest Home Educators of Ridgecrest High School, Chair, will present George Washington, the Unyielding Hero. 5 performances of the production are scheduled beginning tomorrow and will follow through on the 5th, 6th, 11th, and 12th. Ridgecrest Cavalry Assembly will host the production. Doors open at 6:30 each day except Saturday, the 6th, will be on a matinee performance at 1. Starring in the production are Nick Harper as George Washington and Ruthie Hill as Martha Washington. The production brings together many area homeschoolers and features scores of students in the production. The story picks up in the French and Indian War. It marches through the frigid cold winter at Valley Forge and bitter battles hard fought at Trenton and Yorktown. It captures historically documented issues and compromises at the Constitution Convention and ends with the inauguration of America's first president, George Washington. Tabitha Weaver, author of the production, is a graduate of Calvary Christian School and Saracosta Community College. She said, "We wanted a good, solid, and accurate play on George Washington, but couldn't find one, so we made one." Although artistic liberty was used in their edited version of the events, she said she researched historical archives with some assistance. Weaver said she relied heavily on direct quotes from documented sources. Costuming is always a big part of a production. Weaver said she, her mother, Heather Weaver, and grandmother, Judy Weaver, consulted the Library of Congress for costumes, as well as labored many hours together with many of the students' parents in the recreation of colonial-era clothing. Tickets are available at Red Rock Books and Bread of Life bookstores. Also, an upcoming training by the China Lake Mountain Rescue Group on June 9th. Next Tuesday, the China Lake Mountain Rescue Group will have a summer training class. China Lake Mountain Rescue Group offers mountaineering safety classes. CLMRG's basic mountaineering class begins June 9th and continues each Tuesday and Wednesday evenings through July 29th. No classes will be held the week of July 4th. Tuesdays involve lectures, show and tell, and hands-on activities. Wednesdays, students practice skills in outdoor sessions. Guided day hikes and an overnight hike will also be offered on weekends in July. To register, please send a check or money order for the amount of $35 made out to CLMRG with your name, address, phone number, and email address, or self-addressed stamped envelope if you don't have email. Send registration and payment to CLMRG, attention Carol Berg, P.O. Box 2037, Ridgecrest, California, 93556. For more information, see our website at www.clmrg.org. Classes will be held at the historic USO building. Outdoor days and times are Tuesday lectures, 7 to 9 p.m., Wednesday outings, 5 to 8 p.m. Again, cost is $35 per person. For those of you that want to take a short ride up to Lone Pine, they still have a few concert tickets available for their Concert in the Rocks. This concert will be next Friday, June 12th, in the evening. This concert will sell out, so don't hesitate to get your tickets soon. The concert is presented by the museum and Lone Pine Chamber of Commerce. For those that might stay the weekend, the museum will be offering 3 Alabama Hills tours as well. 2 tours based on Western movie sites and 1 featuring Sierra sites inspired by Ansel Adams. To get your tickets, contact the Lone Pine Chamber of Commerce at 760-876-4444 or their website at www.lonepinechamber.org. In outdoor news, the U.S. Department of Interior announces National Trails Day, Saturday, June 6th, as part of the American Hiking Society Trails Awareness Program. Program objectives encourage people to discover their local trails to raise awareness of trail issues, but mostly to instill excitement for the great outdoors. 2012 marked the 20th anniversary of the American Hiking Society's Awareness Program. Our local area Bureau of Land Management, located at 300 South Richmond Road in Ridgecrest, offers a wealth of information on our local wilderness area trails with specific information such as things to do, places to go, how to get there, activities, as well as information on wildlife and area camping. It's a day to consider hiking, biking, horseback riding, paddling, trips, bird watching, geocaching, forms of recreation. Maybe it's time to inventory your outdoor hiking gear and consider whether it's time to clean it out or update your hiking gear. If you have an opportunity to get out, the American Hiking Society reminds us that it's important to remember that our trails don't just randomly appear for our enjoyment. Development of new trails takes a lot of planning and labor. If you are someone who enjoys hiking or backpacking on our world-renowned trails, consider taking time to give back and visit your local land management office and volunteer to help maintain one of your favorite trails. In observance of National Trails Day tomorrow, June 6th, be encouraged to connect with a local hiking club, outdoor retailers, our federal land management office, or our local Parks and Recreation Department, and discover ways to experience, appreciate, and celebrate the natural ingredients that make up our favorite natural landscape. Now, in KZGN's continuous effort to provide news and information you've asked for, here are today's local gas prices. Well, since Wednesday, prices locally and abroad have gone down slightly, which is good news. As of this morning, Ridgecrest has not changed since Monday's report. Ridgecrest is ranging from $3.48 to $4.09. Lancaster is going from $3.55 to $3.99. The LA Valley area is $3.57 to $3.85, and the Bishop area $3.68 to $3.83. We have 1 station coming in at the $3.48 figure and 5 stations at the $3.49 amount. Ridgecrest is still the cheapest price compared to all other areas we monitor. Tune in with us Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for updates. We at KZGN always suggest you shop locally and fill up here to support our local economy. Remember, when you pay any sales tax out of town, you are helping those cities pave their streets instead of here. Stay with us for weather and sports when we come back. Thanks for staying with us. Let's go to Keith for the weather.
Thank you, Tom. The National Weather Service is forecasting a slight risk of severe thunderstorms across part of the northern and central plains, from southeastern Montana across eastern Wyoming and western Nebraska and into eastern Colorado and northwestern Kansas. Temperatures across the nation: Massachusetts came in at 57. Carolinas, 72. Atlanta, Georgia, 77. Ohio Valley, 77. Texas, 79. Kansas, 72. Montana, 58. Colorado, 63. Utah, 68. Arizona, 73. Nevada, 59. San Francisco, 58 degrees. And Los Angeles came in today at 62 degrees. For us here locally in the IWV, mostly clear with a low around 61. South-southwest wind, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, mostly sunny with a high near 89. West-southwest wind, 5 miles per hour. Saturday night, mostly clear with a low around 63. West wind, 10 to 15 miles per hour. On Sunday, we start warming up again. It'll be sunny with a high near 94. West-southwest wind, 5 miles per hour. Sunday night would be mostly clear with a low around 66. Southwest wind, 5 miles per hour. And on Monday, it'll be sunny and hot with a high near 100. Northwest wind, 5 miles per hour. And that is your KZGN weather forecast. Everybody have a great weekend. Now back to Tom and the rest of your KZGN news.
Thanks, Keith. And now Tom Heck with sports.
And a very pleasant Friday afternoon to everyone. Let's start with the Angels. The Angels open up a 3-game series in the Bronx. They'll play the Yankees tonight, Saturday, and Sunday. Right now, the Angels 5.5 games behind Houston in the American League West. Other California teams this weekend, San Francisco will open up 3 games tonight in Philadelphia. The Giants have played pretty good baseball for the month of May and have lost 2 of the last 3, but they trail the Dodgers now by 2.5 games. San Diego will be at the Reds. San Diego trying to find a way to get a winning streak going. They just can't get consistent. And the Dodgers will host the Cardinals. Last weekend, the Cardinals won 2 of 3 against the Dodgers in St. Louis. Now, the Dodgers are coming off a very tough 7-6 loss to Colorado on Wednesday night. The Rockies took 3 of 4 from the Dodgers this past week in Los Angeles. All right, on the scoreboard from Thursday, the A's beat Detroit 7-5. That's 8 losses in a row for the Tigers. They have really struggled. And the Oakland Athletics will be at Boston. Now the A's are playing somewhat better. They took 3 of 4 at home against a Boston team. And then Baltimore beat Houston 3-2 on Thursday. Now, the game was tied in the 8th inning when Adam Jones, the right fielder for Baltimore, came up, hit a solo home run to give Baltimore the win. Those 2 teams split their 4 games down in Houston. This weekend, the Astros, who are in first place, 5.5 games over the Angels, will go up north and play in Canada. They'll play 3 against the Blue Jays of Toronto. All right, in the NHL, for the NHL fans out there, tonight, game number 2, Chicago at Tampa Bay. It's a 1-0 lead for Chicago. They won the opening game 2 nights ago by a score of 2-1. Now that is a best-of-7 series. Should be very, very competitive. 2 teams that are playing a very physical brand of hockey and 2 great goaltenders also. Now let's talk about tennis. The French Open. Serena Williams won the other day. She beat Taya Basinski of Switzerland 4-6, 6-3, 6-0 to get the victory. Now she is the number 1 seed in the tournament, and she will play again tonight over at Roland Garros Stadium in France. Now tickets, if you're wondering, to something like this event, American dollars, anywhere from $230 to $500, and that's before they get to the final rounds. So it's very profitable sport right now. They've really upped the winnings as they have in golf. We'll talk about Tiger Woods a little bit on Monday at the Memorial Open right now. All the guys are out playing. Woods had a 74 for the opening round, and again, he is struggling. All right, that's your sports for a Friday afternoon. Have a good weekend. Tom Heck, KZGN Sports.
And just as a reminder, if you're watching the news with me here, you have time to make the council meeting tonight. Their meeting starts at 6 o'clock, and if you're not going to the council meeting, stay with us for Ridgecrest Talk coming up right after this newscast. So that's the news for today. All of us at KZGN-TV know you have a choice in what you watch for your news. We all thank you for choosing KZGN-TV, Ridgecrest's only locally owned community TV station. Now stay with us for a short video of a baby elephant. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Hey, she come.
I think she just discovered that I have a nose.
He's trying to grab your nose.